every day. Baby, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you, God. You are good. Life will be crazy, wild and amazing. I'm trusting you, God. You are good. Wherever you lead me, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you, God. You are good. Life will be crazy, wild and amazing. I'm trusting you, God. You are good. I'm trusting you, God. You are good. I'm trusting you, God. You are good. That night when you feel the fear start creeping in, the light that once burned bright is barely flickering. It seems like hope is nowhere to be found. The only thing to do is shout the name of Jesus loud. Feel the ground move, feel the earth shake. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. See the walls fall, see the chains break. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. Feel the ground move, feel the earth shake. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. See the walls fall, see the chains break. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. Your love came and found me, took me by the hand. Your grace made a way, don't need a second chance. 'Cause I was once a prisoner, now I'm free. Sin forever lost its grip on me, so I was in. Feel the ground move, feel the earth shake. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. See the walls fall, see the chains break. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. Feel the ground move, feel the earth shake. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. See the walls fall, see the chains break. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. So put your hands in the air and your feet on the floor. Let's shake, 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 shake like an earthquake. Hands in the air and your feet on the floor. Let's shake, 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 shake like an earthquake. Hands in the feet on the. Let's shake, 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 shake like an earthquake. Hands in the and your feet on the. Let's shake, 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 shake like an earthquake. Feel the ground move, feel the earth shake. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. See the walls fall, see the chains break. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. Feel the ground move, feel the earth shake. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. See the walls fall, see the chains break. The power of God is moving like an earthquake. Whoa.
Welcome to another homemade worship, everyone. Kids, did you know that God is the source of kindness? The Bible tells us that God is full of compassion and mercy, which are words related to kindness. The Bible's word for God's kindness is chesed. It's a Hebrew word and it means kindness, grace, compassion, and mercy. In fact, God is so kind that everything that God does is an act of kindness. Isn't that cool? And what's even more amazing is that this kindness is contagious. The more we receive God's kindness and the more we share it with other people, this kindness grows. And in the Bible, there is a woman who experiences this amazing kindness of God. This is our second God story in our lives, and this is a story of Ruth. Ruth is a foreign woman who came to live in Israel, and she is someone who experienced the amazing chesed, kindness of God. Kids, last week I shared with you that we all can experience the God story in our lives. Last week, we learned about God's story of courage and strength in Joshua, who was able to stop the sun midair. And today, we're going to learn of God's story in Ruth's life, and it is a story all about this amazing kindness of God. So let's dive right into the story. And today, our reader is Nara.
"Look," said Naomi, "your sister-in-law is going back to her people and her gods. Go back with her." But Ruth replied, "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me ever so severely if even death separates you and me." When Naomi realized that Ruth was determined to go with her, she stopped urging her. So the two women went on until they came to Bethlehem. When they arrived in Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them, and the women exclaimed, "Can this be Naomi?" "Don't call me Naomi," she told them. "Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me."
What's really cool, you guys, is that Nara is right now vacationing with her family in Moab, Utah. And in our Bible story, Ruth is someone who just came from Moab. Not Moab, Utah, but the original Moab in the Middle East. Are you guys ready to learn all about Ruth? Let's go! Long after Joshua and the Israelites defeated their enemies and settled in the Promised Land, there was a famine. In the town of Bethlehem, there was a woman named Naomi who lived with her husband Elimelech and her two sons Mahlon and Chilion. The famine became so severe that it became really difficult for them to stay in Bethlehem. So Naomi and her family decided to move to a region called Moab. In Moab, Naomi and Elimelech found a home, and their sons Mahlon and Chilion got married to the Moabite women. Everything seemed to go really well until Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died. And as if that's not bad enough, Naomi's two sons, Mahlon and Chilion, also died. As you can imagine, Naomi, who lost her husband and her two sons, was so sad. And she said, "There is nothing for me here in Moab. I'm just going to return to my home country in Bethlehem." And she said to her two daughter-in-laws, whose names, by the way, were Orpah and Ruth. Naomi said, "My daughter-in-laws, I have nothing to give you. My husband and my sons are dead. I have nothing, so you should return to your families." Orpah was so sad. She was crying, but she said goodbye to Naomi and left. It was Ruth's turn to say goodbye. But instead, Ruth came up to Naomi and said, "Mother, I will not leave. Don't tell me to go back. I will not go. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Wherever you die, I will die, and there I will be buried." By saying that she will never leave Naomi, Ruth showed Naomi a great deal of chesed, kindness, Naomi realized that there was no changing Ruth's mind. So the two women traveled for multiple days on to the other side, and they arrived in Bethlehem. Remember, when they arrived in Bethlehem, they were homeless. And kids, nowadays, women can do anything that they want. They could become doctors, they could become teachers, they could even become the president of the United States. But back then, if you did not have a man with you, you were exposed to great danger and poverty and homelessness. So as Ruth and Naomi came to Bethlehem, they were homeless and poor. Now it was up to Ruth to take care of Naomi. She decided to go look for some food, and it was actually the time of the harvest. And as she went to see what she could find, she came across a barley field. There was a big barley field, and she saw that she could maybe pick up some barley from the ground so she can eat it with Naomi. As she was picking barley, a man named Boaz saw her. Boaz was a respected man in Bethlehem, and he owned all the barley fields. He saw that there was a stranger, Ruth, a Moabite woman, who was picking barley from his field. He said, "What is that woman doing? Get her out!" Just kidding, he did not say that. Instead, what he said was, "Who is that woman?" And when he found out that she was Ruth, Naomi's daughter-in-law, he came out to meet her. And Boaz said to Ruth, "May God bless you. I have heard all about your kindness to Naomi. You have been so good to bring her back. I know you are a woman of great character. You don't have to go anywhere else. Stay in my field and take all the barley you want. You can have as much as you want, and make sure you take enough for Naomi." See, Boaz has heard about Ruth's great kindness towards Naomi. And because of that, remember I said kindness is contagious? He showed even greater kindness towards Ruth. And Ruth was so amazed, and she said, "How could you be so kind to me, a foreigner?" And Boaz said, "It is because you have shown kindness to Naomi." So Boaz gave Ruth so much barley, and she was so excited to take it back home to her mother-in-law, Naomi. When Naomi heard about this, she was amazed, and she said, "You know what? Boaz is actually somebody who could be our family protector." You see, back in Israel, they had a system where people who were homeless and weak like Naomi and Ruth could have relatives be protectors, also known as kinsman redeemers. And Naomi said, "Boaz is a kinsman redeemer for us, and I think he's going to protect us." And that is exactly what Boaz did for Ruth. Boaz was a man who loved God, and he saw God's kindness in Ruth. So even though she was a foreigner and a widow, he decided to marry her. By marrying Ruth, he became a protector for Ruth and Naomi. What's more amazing is that God had a bigger plan for this family. God showed both of them even greater kindness by giving them a son named Obed. When Ruth and Boaz had this baby son, Naomi praised the Lord, saying, "Your kindness has been amazing to us, Lord. Your kindness is so great because you have revived our family." And other people praised God and also said, "May God bless your family, and may Ruth become like all the wonderful mothers in the Bible." And boys and girls, guess what? That is exactly what happened. God's kindness is truly contagious because Ruth's kindness to Naomi led to Boaz's kindness to Ruth, and their kindness to each other led to kindness to Naomi. And God was so happy to see all of their kindness and has said to one another, God showed this family even greater kindness. Boys and girls, does the name Bethlehem remind you of someone? That's right. Bethlehem is the hometown of Jesus, and Jesus is connected to Ruth and Boaz and Naomi. Let me explain. Boaz and Ruth's baby is named Obed, and Obed became the father of Jesse, and Jesse became the father of the famous King David. That makes Ruth King David's grandmother. And the Bible tells us that David becomes the ancestor of Jesus. So from David to Jesus, there are 24 generations of families. But ultimately, Ruth becomes an ancestor of Jesus Christ, who will become the author of the amazing, great kindness of God, which is to save us from our sins, to forgive us of all of our wrongs, and unite us with our God in heaven. Now that is Hesed. Kids, have you experienced great kindness before? I sure have. I remember when I first came to America, I was an immigrant, a foreigner, and I didn't speak a word of English. And when I felt so lost, there was a really amazing friend, Katie, who came alongside, and she really showed me great kindness. She would invite me over to her house and teach me everything about the American life, including the cheese-flavored popcorn, the tree house, the football, and the arts and crafts that we used to do back in the 90s. Because God is a God of great hesed, of great kindness, all of us, His children, who want to become more like Him, can learn to be more kind to one another. And the more we share this kindness grows. Boys and girls, I know that sometimes it's a little hard to be kind to someone if they are mean to you. And I've definitely experienced some mean people too. They may not like you for no reason whatsoever. They may gossip about you for no reason whatsoever. They may bully you, and they may just look at you with contempt and sometimes even disgust. What should we do when we experience meanness like that around us? Well, boys and girls, a really wise thing to do in those situations is focus again on the kindness of God. Close your eyes, find a quiet space, and fill your heart with the eternal, unconditional kindness of God towards you. God thinks you're amazing. He is so proud of you, and He can't wait for you to live your life and show everyone who you are because you're a child of God. So fill your heart with God's kindness first. And once you're able to fill your heart with that kindness, you will be able to go out in the world and share that kindness with other people. What if people are still mean to you? That's okay. Just look around, and I am sure there will be someone else who would be so appreciative of your kindness towards them. So fill your heart with God's kindness and share kindness with other people, and I am sure that kindness of God will return back to you and fill your life with God's amazing Hesed.